The story of the first Theravada Buddhist monastery in Italy begins in a small town called Sezzo Romano, some 25 years ago. In the year 1990, Italian Buddhist monk Ajahn Tannavaro, who had trained in the Thai forest Sangha of Venerable Ajahn Chah and Ajahn Sumedho, opened the first Santa Citarama. After some adaptation, the small villa had a relatively spacious meditation room, but it was insufficient to accommodate the growing Sangha and those wishing to stay as guests. Another obstacle was the location of the monastery in a typical residential area, surrounded by many neighbours and not very quiet, and the house had only a small garden at the back. For forest monks, this was quite a major limitation. It was also very difficult to get to, especially by public transport. Thanks to the generosity of many people, in particular the two main benefactors of the monastery, the wife of the Thai ambassador of the time, Kunnajari Tananan, and the donor of the original property, Vincenzo Piga, Santa Citarama, by now under the leadership of Ajahn Chandapalo, was able to acquire a much more substantial property near Poggio Nativo in the Sabina Hills just north of Rome. This place, beside the main house, included several outbuildings, and what was even more important, was surrounded by 10 hectares of meadow and woodland, providing for the resident Sangha a much more natural setting and protection. With enthusiasm, the monks and visitors started to renovate and adapt the buildings for the needs of the growing community. The main house became the central part of the monastery, while two of the other buildings were completely rebuilt and transformed into separate lodgings for male and female guests. The only difficulty was, and actually still is, the limited size of the meditation hall in the main house, which offers only enough space for very few people besides the residents. For larger gatherings, such as meditation classes, teachings, or traditional Buddhist celebrations, it was necessary to put up a provisional tent, with the view that, at some point, Santa Citarama would have a suitable building, specifically for spiritual practice. It took many years to obtain permission from the appropriate authorities for this project. In the meantime, a small team of architects, after many consultations with the monks, put forward a well-designed plan for a suitable and beautiful Buddhist temple, the only place where it is possible to build, because of environmental regulations, is on a steep slope in the corner of the property. However, this limitation lends itself to a building of 3 stories, with a large meeting hall on the top floor, a reception room, library, bathrooms, and a small apartment with room for several monks on the floor below. The lowest level gives room for a workshop and storage. Several years ago, one of the most prominent monks of Thailand, Somdet Puttajan Mahathera of Wat Saket, initiated the casting of a large Buddha statue intended especially for Santa Citarama's new meditation hall. During a visit to Santa Citarama, Lumpur Liam, Venerable Ajahn Chah's successor, gave his special blessings to the project, and together with the ambassador of Thailand, in a large ceremony, they laid and enshrined the symbolic foundation stone of the new temple. although some funds have gradually accumulated over time, thanks to offerings from many generous friends of the monastery. They only amount to about half the anticipated costs connected with the construction. There is still plenty of opportunity to contribute to the realization of this project. If anyone would like further information or feels inspired to offer their support, please do contact the monastery. Here are the details. Monastero Santa Citarama, the website www.santacitarama.org, email address sangha@santacitarama.org.